How's it going, YouTube? This is Manny from Manny Fresh Bets, bringing you my NFL 2023 yearly awards, division title, player specials, team specials, and basically a lot of just basically all the futures bets that I've already made. If this is the first time watching one of my videos, I will greatly appreciate it if you guys and ladies would subscribe, like, comment, share the videos. Appreciate all the new followers on Twitter. Definitely subscribe to the channel. I know I've been missing for a while. Wasn't really feeling MLB season. I did post a few videos on MLB, I believe, right before it kind of started going a little crazy. I did post some pics on my Twitter page, so make sure you're following me on Twitter at Manny Fresh Bets. We hit a pretty good number of parlays and straight up bets for the NFL preseason. NFL season is here. It's about a week away when the Kansas City Chiefs play the Detroit Lions, so that should be an exciting game. As I mentioned, this video is going to be futures bets. So if you don't know what futures bets are, they're basically predictions for the upcoming season for different teams, different players, things like that. I did a video last year. I believe we hit the one of the division winners parlay that I gave out. I also made I don't know if I made the video or I gave it on Twitter, but I did. We did hit on a correct score for the Super Bowl. We got a pretty big payout there. So without further ado, these are going to be my picks here for the upcoming 2023 NFL season. And if you guys see me looking to the side, this is where I got my notes, my little setup with all my picks. So first, and these are things that I'm probably going to just take straight up as well. I'm going to take the Cowboys to win the NFC East. As a Giants fan, that kind of hurts me. But I read somewhere that the NFC East, there hasn't been a winner in the division back-to-back for a ton of years. So basically, this division kind of flip-flops in terms of, who's winning the division every year. There hasn't been a winner back-to-back in a ton of years. So I'm going to take the Cowboys to win the NFC East, even though I think that, the Eagles are still a pretty good team, but they did lose quite a few players. In terms of the NFC South, I'm going back and forth here. This is a very tough division to figure out just because, you have C.J. Stroud, you have Young, you have, the guy that used to play for the Raiders. He's now the Saints quarterback, Derek Carr. Then you have the Falcons, who've improved really, on both sides of the ball. They drafted Bijan Robinson. They got better on defense. So I'm kind of going back and forth between the Saints and the Falcons to win the NFC South. I'm probably leaning a little more towards the Saints, but don't be surprised if the Falcons win that division. And even the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers, again, another improved team, a team that I think has a pretty good defense. Their offense is kind of good enough, even though they lost DJ Moore. But I still think that division is, anyone's for the taking. I think the only one that I probably won't bet on is the Buccaneers. They're kind of in a rebuild mode. I'm not feeling them that much, but, any one of those other three teams could probably win that division. In terms of the, and I'm taking the Seahawks over 8.5 wins as well. So I'm taking those, and I'm taking a shot also straight up for them to win the NFC West. Obviously, we know the 49ers are a strong team, great defense, great offense. But, when does the shine come off on Brock Purdy? I've been singing his praises ever since college. I told a few of my buddies that Brock Purdy was going to be a good NFL quarterback. So far, he's proven me right. I just think it's the system. Hopefully that continues. But again, I can see the Seahawks sneaking in and winning that division. if Brock Purdy struggles, if he gets injured, God forbid. McCaffrey has had a lot of health issues. Last year, he was fully healthy. We don't know if that's going to continue. George Kittle's always injured. Again, God forbid, Devo Samuel gets injured. A few defensive players get injured, and the Seahawks will win that division. They have a good defense. Geno Smith has been, kind of a new man since ever going to the Seahawks. So again, I can see them winning that division. So I'm definitely taking them over 8.5 wins. I think they're gonna get probably 10, 11 wins. At the very least 9, and we'll hit that over 8.5. In terms of the yearly awards, you could parlay these. Obviously, these are bets that are very very low risk, high reward. So you parlay a couple of guys, the odds are gonna be huge, and you bet $1, $2, $5, $10, and you win a whole lot of money. The first parlay that I made, this is a kind of a long shot. I took Aaron Rodgers to get the MVP. We all know, I'm not too sold on the Jets yet, because when the media hypes up a team too much, I don't buy it. I have to see it for myself. Aaron Rodgers hasn't played, he didn't play preseason except for like one series. I have to see it first, but this is a long shot. I'm taking Aaron Rodgers as the MVP. I'm taking Justin Jefferson as the Offensive Player of the Year. And then I'm taking TJ Watt as the Defensive Player of the Year. And this, again, very low risk. I bet 10 cents to win almost $230. So, no harm, no foul if we lose 10 cents. Again, if this hits, we get a pretty good payout only on 10 cents. The second one I did, these odds are 89,900. This one, again, is probably a little more doable, just because the odds are a little bit lower than the first one. The first one was 229,400. I'm going to take Joe Burrow as the MVP. Again, I'm going to take Justin Jefferson as the Offensive Player of the Year. I just think he's that much better of a wide receiver. I think he's separated himself, and I think they're just going to pepper him with targets and catches in that Vikings offense. Vikings defense is going to be pretty terrible. They're going to have to keep up during the year with other teams, and Justin Jefferson is going to continue to do what he does. And then finally, I'm taking Micah Parsons, which I thought he should have gotten the Defensive Player of the Year last year. I think he finally gets it this year. And for this one, I bet 25 cents to win, I believe, $225. So again, very doable parlay. I definitely like Justin Jefferson and Micah Parsons. I think Joe Burrow, he did have a injury scare, but I think he's going to come back and he's going to play. And that offense is really good. So, that's, again, a very doable parlay. And then the third one, I did Jalen Hurts as the MVP and Jamar Chase as the Offensive Player of the Year. Only 2 legs. $1 is going to get you $169. So, again, no harm, no foul there. You can get good money on just $1. And then finally, the last one, I'm going a little square here with Mahomes as the MVP. Obviously, he's won it a couple of times. The NFL doesn't like giving out these awards to the same person every year, but it is Patrick Mahomes. And he's, again, I think he's head and shoulders above most quarterbacks in the league. Again, I'm going to take Chase on the Offensive Player of the Year, and I'm going to take Micah Parsons as the Defensive Player of the Year, and that's $1 to win $462. So again, low risk, high reward. In terms of the player specials, this one is going to be a 50,300 plus 50,300 odds. I'm going to take Calvin Ridley, Olave, A.J. Brown, and Mark Andrews over 1,250 receiving yards each. The only one that I probably have a little bit of worry is probably Andrews, just because, Lamar has more options now. Odell Beckham Jr., Flowers, the rookie, and then Bateman is obviously still there. So Andrews might not get as many targets as he was before, because he was kind of the guy. But Again, that's his security blanket, and I'm thinking they all go over this. Calvin Ridley, I really like him this year. I've been picking him in fantasy a couple of drafts already. Olave's, he look what he did with pretty terrible quarterbacking last year. Imagine Derek Carr, which is kind of an upgrade in that position. AJ Brown is AJ Brown. So with that, I bet 50 cents to win 252 bucks. Again, very doable parlay that could make us good money. The second one, not as big at odds. It's only at 2,250. With this one, I took CeeDee Lamb, who I really like in fantasy as well, and this year. AJ Brown, Kelsey Adams, Diggs, and Justin Jefferson, all over 8 TDs for the year. And then I took Cooper Kupp and DK Metcalf for 6 TDs or more for the year. This is gonna be a $2 wager to win 47 bucks. These are all doable. Again, the only one that probably worries me is Devontae Adams, just because we have already seen Jimmy G, hurt. He usually gets hurt. He usually misses 3-4 games a year, if not more. If he gets hurt, who's gonna be quarterbacking? I mean, I don't think it really matters. It's Devontae Adams, but again, we do have to worry about that happening and Devontae Adams not being able to get the ball. But again, doable parlay, $2 to win 47 bucks. Then I took this long shot, and hear me out here with these. This is a very very long parlay. So I took Brock Purdy under 3,600 passing yards. That is a rushing offense. I think they're gonna try to run the ball a little more with McCaffrey and with Eli Mitchell. I'm not sure if Purdy goes over that passing yards, and that's the reason why it's so low in the sports books. Then I'm gonna take Daniel Jones under 3,300 passing yards. Again, another running offense. My Giants did get more weapons for him. Mostly Waller, if he stays healthy. But again, the Giants are gonna want to run the ball and play defense. That's our winning strategy. So I think he's gonna go under that. DeShaun Watson over 3,650 and a half passing yards. I think they're gonna take a leap this year. They got Cooper. He's good. They just got the kid from the Jets. He's good. And then they got Donovan Peoples-Jones, who's another solid third wide receiver. Then they got the tight end, Njoku. So I think he's going to pass this. He struggled last year, but I think he finally settles down in this offense and he goes over this. Then I'm taking Justin Fields over 2,850 and a half passing yards. This is very low. That's less than 3,000 passing yards. I get that Fields hasn't shown, that kind of quarterbacking skill. But now he has DJ Moore. He has, other weapons. He still has Cole Kmet. I think he's gonna go over this. I think the markets are wrong in this one, and I think Fields is gonna go over this. And again, all of these I'm playing straight up as well. Probably putting like $5 or $10 on each one of these. The next leg, we got Herbert over 4,450 and a half passing yards for the year. Again, that is high, but I think Herbert is one of the best pure passers that I've seen in the NFL now, besides Mahomes and Allen. Herbert's just a passing machine. He has a cannon, and I think they're gonna have to pass the ball, especially if the defense continues to get injured like they do every year. They have the worst luck. I kind of like that Chargers team. It's just that they get in a lot of shootouts with other teams, and this is where Herbert's probably going to go over this. Then I got Kenny Pickett, who I really like again. I picked him in a few of my fantasy leagues. I think he takes a big leap this year. He got Pickens. He got Deontay Johnson. He got, I'm forgetting the tight end's name, but Fearmouth. He's good. And I got him over 3,300 and a half passing yards for the year. The Steelers can be sneaky this year. I think the Ravens, the Bengals, and the Steelers all can make the playoffs this year. Then I got Josh Jacobs over 1,049 and a half rushing yards. I think there's still going to be a rushing team, and I think Jacobs flies over this total here unless he gets injured. Then I got Ramondre Stevenson over 850 and a half rushing yards. Again, that team is going to be a running team, running and defense. They're not going to be a passing team. And Stevenson, even though Zeke is there, I think he's going to be the main guy, and I think he goes over this. Then I got Cook for the Bills over 675 and a half rushing yards. I really like him this year. Another guy that I've been drafting in my fantasy leagues. I think he goes over this as well, especially with no Singletary in Buffalo anymore. Then yet two more guys that I like this year. I like White from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over 700 and a half rushing yards. And I like Dameon Pierce over 900 and a half rushing yards for the Texans. Again, the Texans are going to be a running team as well. They're going to run the ball. In all, I'm betting $1 to win $1,124.90. Again, these are all doable, and I'm playing them all straight up. In terms of the team specials, you can find these in FanDuel. I don't think DraftKings has them, but I took the Giants to rush for 1 TD every single game. The Eagles to rush for 1 TD every single game. I did the same thing for the 49ers. 49ers to rush for a TD in every game in the season. For the Giants, I bet $1 to win $101. For the Eagles, I bet $2 to win $30. Obviously, very heavy, run-heavy team. Odds are going to be shorter. And then same thing for the 49ers, $1 to win $41. Very run-heavy team. And then the last team special that I did, I took the last winless team, the Arizona Cardinals, at plus 480. I think those odds have come down drastically after they cut what's his name? I'm forgetting his name, but they cut a pretty good backup that they had that was going to start in place of Kyler Murray, who's injured. Colt McCoy, that's who he was going to start. He's a decent backup. He did pretty good last year. After they cut him, those odds went way down. So you're not going to find plus 480. Not sure what the odds are now, but it's going to be much less than that because they have a fourth-round pick rookie, I think, and then somebody else. I can't even name you who the quarterback is. That's how bad it is in Arizona. I think they're going to be a terrible team. They're going to be playing from behind a lot. That's why I drafted Connor a lot. And, obviously Hollywood Brown is the go-to guy, but I can see Rondale Moore getting a lot of targets, a lot of catches, some TDs. Just because the defense is going to be focused on Hollywood Brown. So I took them as the last winless team. In terms of the last picks here for the divisional winners, I took a lot of different variations. So I'm going to explain here. The first one is at plus 30,629 odds. So I took the Bengals, the Jags, the Chiefs, the Niners, the Bills, the Lions, the Cowboys, and the Saints. $10 going to win you about $3,773. Obviously, division winners is very tough to hit. In the Bengals division, I could definitely see the Baltimore Ravens winning it, or even a long shot dark horse, like I mentioned before, the Steelers coming in and winning that division. I still think the Bengals are the better team in that division, and they'll win it. In terms of the Jags, I could definitely see Tennessee winning that division. I mean, the Jags always give Tennessee a problem, but Tennessee, they still have a pretty decent defense. They still have Derrick Henry. They got DeAndre Hopkins. They got Treylon Burks. They can definitely win the division. So I wouldn't be surprised if Tennessee wins the division, but I'm leaning towards the Jags. The Chiefs, I mean, there's a way that the Chargers could win that division. I don't see anybody else giving them competition for the division, to be honest. I think the Raiders are not going to be great. And I think the Denver Broncos are going to be a little bit improved, but I don't see them giving either the Chiefs or the Chargers that a run for their money in the division. So I'm taking the Chiefs. The 49ers already mentioned. Seattle, I think Seattle's a dark horse team that could make it pretty far in the playoffs. But I just think the 49ers, if they stay healthy, that's the key for them. They're going to win the division. I took the Bills in the AFC East. This division is tough. It's tougher than it was before, just because the Jets got so much better on offense. They got obviously Aaron Rodgers. They got Wilson. Breece Hall's coming back from injury. They just signed Dalvin Cook. So I can see a scenario where the Jets win the division. I can also see a scenario where the Dolphins win the division if Tua could stay healthy and if the defense could play the way they're capable of. But right now, I'm leaning towards the Bills. In terms of the NFC North, I took the Lions. And actually, I just remembered we hit with the Vikings to win the division last year when everybody was picking the Packers. This year, everybody's picking the Lions. I'm on the fence in terms of the Lions and the Vikings. I think the Vikings are still great on offense, going to be terrible on defense, but their offense is so good that they're going to keep them in games and they're going to win games that they're not supposed to. Last year, I think they won like 7 one-point games or games decided by 3 points or less, something like that. Something crazy like that. Like they kept winning. And it's just because of the offense. The offense, they can score at any moment. A lot of people give Kirk Cousins shit, but the dude goes out there and he scores. Like half of the time, he's going to score. Obviously, he has the great weapons. But again, right now, my lean is the Lions, but I'm on the fence with that one. I'm probably going to take the Vikings kind of on a straight up bet to win the division, just because that division is so close between those two. And again, never count out Green Bay. I think Jordan Love is going to play well. And, maybe with their defense, maybe they can keep a couple of close games, take a couple of games from the Lions and the Vikings and win the division. But I'm leaning more Lions and Vikings. Again, I gave you my reasoning for the Cowboys. Obviously, I can definitely see the Eagles repeating. They're just a really good team. They just lost a couple of key pieces. And I think the Cowboys are a good team again this year. And in the NFC South with the Saints, again, I mentioned it before in the beginning of the video. I think, that division could go 3 ways. I think the Saints could win it if everything clicks with Derek Carr and the defense. I think the Atlanta Falcons could win it if Ritter, Desmond Ritter is half decent. He doesn't have to be great. They have Kyle Pitts. They have Bijan Robinson. They have Drake London. The defense got better. They signed Jesse Bates. They can definitely take the division from the Saints. And then I mentioned Carolina. Young team, but they have a great defense. And, if Youngs plays well with Miles Sanders and all those guys, they can definitely win the division as well. But right now, my lean is the Saints. So again, a $10 bet for that one is going to win you about $3,073. For the second one, and again, I did I did quite a few of these with like mix and matching the teams that I like. Like that first one, instead of taking the Jags, I took the Titans. Then I took instead of taking the Lions, I took the Vikings. So I kind of mix and match it that way. Again, don't bet crazy with these. $1 is gonna win you $373. So you could do 10 variations of these, only spend $10 and win, over 200. The worst odds are probably gonna be, gonna win you $270, $250. So again, be smart with these. Don't bet more than like $20-$30 on each one of these, just because a lot of injuries could happen, a lot of things could happen. So the second one that I feel a little bit kind of the most comfortable with is going to be the Bengals again, the Chiefs, the Eagles this time, the Lions, the Saints, the Niners, and the Bills, along with the Jags. So that one is less odds, 23,016. A $10 wager is going to win you about $2,311.60. Again, you could swap the Eagles for the Cowboys, swap the Lions for the Vikings, the Jags for the Titans. Maybe even add. I did one where I took the Baltimore Ravens to win that division, and I had them paired up with the Chiefs, the Cowboys, the Lions, the Falcons, the Seahawks. Then I took the Jets, and then I took the Jags. So it's kind of, kind of mixing and matching there. And you don't even have to do, like this is a 2, 4, 6, 8-leg parlay. You don't have to do all 8 legs. Do 4, do 5, maybe even do 3, and then kind of mix and match the ones you like. Again, you can bet a little bit to make a lot on these. So, don't go crazy. It's going to be the start of the season. I'm really excited. We made a ton of money last year with those same game parlays, with the player props, with the anytime TDs, with the against the spread, with the straight up picks. I'm going to be posting up probably 3 videos per week during NFL season. One is going to be the normal straight up picks. One is going to be the against the spread. And then the third one is going to be either the totals or the player props parlays. I might do 4. We'll see. Or I might combine the totals and the player props video into one if it's not that long. So again, guys, ladies, I really appreciate you guys tuning in for the first video at the NFL season. I'll definitely have my video for the week 1 matchups. Probably going to do just a separate video for the Thursday night game just because that's the first game. I don't want to parlay that with the legs coming up on that Sunday, just because if that one doesn't hit, then we're all messed up for the whole Sunday and Monday game. So I'm probably just going to make one video for the Thursday night game, which is Kansas City Chiefs and Detroit Lions. Again, thanks a lot, guys, ladies. Please subscribe. Please comment. Please share the video. Follow me on Twitter at MannyFreshBets. I usually post up some bets that I like for MLB, for NFL. I did some FIBA stuff going on with the USA. I hit a parlay with that one. I didn't post it because I wasn't too sure about it. Kind of getting the feeling of the tournament. Now that I got a feeling of it, I'm probably going to post a few videos there, a few picks there on the Twitter page. So again, guys, ladies, thanks a lot. Take care. Let's catch these NFL future bets, and let's have a great 2023 season of NFL. Good luck to your teams. God bless. Take care, and we will talk soon.